In this edition of Veterinary Secrets, you're going to learn how to properly trim your dog's nails, even if they have what Tula has, black nails. Do you hear that noise? That's the sound of someone who needs a nail trim. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. Today's video is in part inspired by Tula, who's been clicking around her house. She's got moderately long nails, but the difficult thing is that she has black nails, and many of you have commented on the channel saying the same thing. They've got a dog with black nails, really difficult to trim their nails. Can I give you some tips, some pointers? You bet I can. So let's first just have a look at Tula's nails. And the issue is just how exactly how close do you cut them? How can I make sure I'm not sort of cutting into the blood supply or the quick? So we're looking at her front foot here. We're looking at, say for instance, the middle nail here. So the very tips of the nail, there's just nail keratin, which has no nerves, no blood supply. It doesn't hurt at all. But if you go further past that, that's where the blood supply to the nail bed is. And from there you've got some of these nerves that really hurt, along with bleeding if you cut it too close. So that's what we're trying to avoid. So when you guys look at the nail upside down, it actually appears sort of almost hollowed out. That's where there's no blood supply. As soon as it gets quite thickened, then that's where the blood supply starts. And that's what we need to avoid. So let's just have a look here on Tula. So the very end of the nail right here, if we're looking at on the side, you can see where it's sort of hollowed out right there. I hope you can see it in the camera. That's where there's no blood supply. And just in front of it, maybe a quarter of an inch, that's where the blood supply starts. And that's how I find it's easiest. Anytime I was in practice, I had clients coming in to trim their dog's nails. And I first have a look, and then when in doubt, just cut it a bit shorter. Never cut it too long. First of all, you want to make it positive. And for lots of guys, that's the problem. That you trim their nails, one gets trimmed too short, it's really painful, and there's this whole cycle that's negatively reinforced. So to begin with, it really helps to have your dog be a little bit tired. Tula's already gone for a good walk this morning. Secondly, you're going to need some good dog nail trimmers, something like these here, which I have the guillotine type. And in practice, I also had the ones with these firm grips side to side, called the side nail trimmers. I even like those a little bit better. This is just what I have on hand. Regardless, we want them to be fairly new, we want them to be fairly sharp. So the first sort of click through, we're going to cut completely through that nail. Third, we're trying to make it positive. So have some type of treat around. You know what I've got here with little Tula? I mean, she loves these yummy liver treats, and that she's going to get one of those when I do the first couple nails to make it easy. Fourth, you want to have a place where you're comfortable to work on. I'm going to put her on this little coffee table here, something like that. It could be in your kitchen table. Regardless, somewhere where she's up a little bit, it's easier for you to sort of restrain her moderately and then trim those nails safely. They're nothing like a dog sort of squirming around. For many people, it's often easier if it's a two-person job, so be it. Definitely with Lewis, it was kind of a one-person thing. I'd do it at the end of the day. He's really tired, lying on his side, and he was happy to have me trim his nails. It also really helps if your dog is used to having their feet handled. It's a really good way to do it as a puppy where you're not trimming their nails. Tula unfortunately didn't have that. So she's a little bit unsure. I start to handle her feet and she's like, what's going on? So just do it, where you handle your dog's feet. Good girl, Tula. And then pair that with something positive. Okay, little Tula. There is a little liver snack. Yum. Sometimes it doesn't matter how good you are, you still can nip the nail a little bit, causing some bleeding. So I always suggest having some flour on hand, and that's what we've got. Find it works really well to help stopping the bleeding. There are some specific veterinary products, but from personal experience, putting them on a shaving gut, they really, really sting. Flour doesn't sting, it works pretty well. I'd rather just stick with flour. Let's start out with this one here. And I'm just want you to go to is almost take, so I've looked straight on it. I can see exactly where it's hollowed out. I'm confident there's no blood supply there, and I'm just gonna take like 1/4 of an inch. Good girl. There you go. See, little Tula has had some bad nail experiences, so she's not sure. Back to these nails again. Gonna get this dew claw. So Tula is definitely more challenging than many dogs, and should be one of the good girl. Tula, it's okay, good girl. She'd be one of the dogs that does end up going to the vet clinic because they are more difficult. Looks like her back nails are a little bit longer. I always encourage you guys to though cut shorter than you need to. Just taking the tip off, because often what happens is that nails are infrequently cut, then the blood supply or the quick grows longer. And if you're not sure, just take the teeny tip, like 1/8 of an inch off or something. There we go. Big chunk off of there, Tula. She is almost done. Hooray. Yes, even little Tula has a voice. Tula, good girl. Tula's losing her nail patience. You're a good girl. Good girl, Tula. So I've definitely got to reward her after that episode. Oh my goodness. I think it'd be more difficult to repair a wound on you without anesthesia. Okay. So if you do happen to trim your dog's nails, one of them too short. So far, so good with Tula. None of them were too short. I would just take some of this flour I put in here. You can just dab it right on it like this. You put it right on there like that. Or you can stick your dog's nail right in there. Look, it's not gonna hurt. I'm just gonna show them what happens. Just put it right in there, just hold it down. And you could, as I get flour everywhere. And then you can just apply, after you've done that, you just hold the flour on the end where the bleeding is, applying a little bit of pressure. I find for most guys, the bleeding can look pretty substantial because there's such a good blood supply to the nail bed. But generally, it's going to stop within sort of 1 to 2 minutes, and most guys are going to be fine. The one other last point I need to make, and I often found that in practice, is that if you cut your dog's nails more frequently, you're going to start to see that nail bed, that quick sort of grow back a little bit. So you don't have to be, it's just going to make it easier on yourself. Thanks you guys for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets. What I'd love for you to do now is first click down there to like this video, click up there to subscribe to my channel. Then lastly, click that link directly in the box below, and then when you do that and you sign up for my newsletter, I can send you my free books and my free videos on how to heal your pets at home with my top natural remedies.